Welcome back to another instructional video for the QuantVue strategy QGrid Elite. So today we're going to go over the skip the flip mode. This is basically the always in standard mode, but instead of taking the flip entry, we're going to skip it. The reason for this is we'll go through market replay a little bit. The reason for this is because sometimes that flip entry can really mess you up if it's kind of a choppy day. So this skip flip takes that out of the equation. It only takes the add dots, and it actually works really well. This is one of the strategies that I've been running personally throughout the day. So if you've been watching my Discord stream, that's what I'm running for QGrid 3. So as always, we are on a blank chart. So today I have a QRenko chart. Instead of using the normal 7-11-33, today I am using 10-10-35. And the reason for that is what I use for QGrid 3. So we're going to set this up like I would set up QGrid 3 today, and we'll walk through the settings and what everything means. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to click on the strategies button, and it's going to hop over to this. So I'm going to add QGrid Elite to the chart. I'm going to double click on it. It's going to throw it down into the configured zone here. And of course, my market replay is in the way, so I'm going to kind of shrink this up. Perfect. So it's going to show you the version and then what mode you're in, and that will change based on what mode right here. So we're doing skip the flip, so I want my trading mode to be skip the flip, which is what it is default, which is nice. So for QGrid 3, I'm going to show you how I would set this up. So I'm going to actually close out of this, and I'm going to shorten up my window. I'm going to bring over my QGrid 3 stuff on my spreadsheet here. So this is my spreadsheet log that you can get the link to off of Discord and the Ninja Training channel down at the bottom of the channels on the left-hand side. So go all the way down there, hit Ninja Training, and you can find my spreadsheet link. So going back to the strategies tab, let's set this up. So this top row, number 8, this is Austin, that's me. This unique signifier, right above it, it shows you what that means. And then I have skip the flip mode. So that S3 is the only thing we really care about. That's QGrid 3. So it's on the M&Q ticker, which we have. It is a QRenko 10-10-35, which we have. All right, so now going through here, the time window is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we have to set this up here. So what I'm doing here, since I want it to restrict the time, I'm going to check this box, and it's only going to trade between these two times. If that was unchecked, it would trade anytime the market is open. So clicking that is going to restrict it to these two time strings. So I don't use a lunch restriction on this, but if you wanted one, you could check this box here, and then this strategy would not trade in between these two times. So if you don't like the price action normally through the lunch time, you can set this up so it won't trade in between whatever times you put in here, because you can change it where you can type it in however you want to. The other thing that I use this for is sometimes whenever there's a news event and I'm not going to be at my computer, I will set this up to 5 minutes before, 15 minutes after, or something like that. And then I'll make sure that it doesn't trade during the news event while I'm not watching. So next, I use force close at trading range end. And what that does is it's going to kick you out of your trade at the end of your trading range. So in this case, it's 4 p.m. The other thing that you can do is don't force close, in which case you would be responsible for forcing close if you don't want to hold overnight. And then force close at custom time, it would kick you out of your trade at whatever time you put into this one. So that's those. For QGrid 3, I use both directions. You can change to whatever you want. If you only want to take longs, click long. If you only want to take shorts, click short. The trading mode we've already gone over. So the next settings that we're going to look at, I know it says always in, but this is a form of always in. So Flip entries does not matter for this. Use add does not matter. I even put in an ignored by skip flip. The whole thing behind skip flip is it uses the ads. So it doesn't matter if you want to use them or not. You're going to use them if you're using skip flip. Add entry quantity. So from my chart here, I have a 1. So I'm taking 1 contract on the add dots. And then my max entries, I only want to take ads at 3 dots. So that's what I would put there. So max entries here, max entries here. Profit target. So we have a PT of 1,000 ticks. This is for the order, not your day. So this is going to place a profit target 1,000 ticks away from your initial entry. It's not going to change. Doesn't matter what your average is, it's not going to change. It'll only be off of your initial. Stop loss distance. This is off of the step MA moving average, and I'll show you whenever we get into it what that is. So scaling delay, we don't care about for this. Scalper, we don't care about. Profit and loss, this is kind of a big one. So we're going off of strategy mode here. You can go off of account. The only real difference is strategy you can use to backtest if you would like to, because it actually uses the profit and loss from inside of the strategy itself. The other thing that this will do is if you have your time string set up here to 8 a.m. and say you don't wake up in time and you sleep in, but you still want to run for the day, if you start that after the 8 a.m. Time period that you have there, if there was a place that the strategy could have taken a trade, so you got an add dot after 8 a.m. So 8:30 there was an add dot, you didn't start it until 9. It would simulate that entry with strategy mode. So if there was a profit or a loss, it would simulate that profit or a loss and it would count for your day. So just be mindful of that. If you go to account, it's only going to care about what was actually traded on the account. You cannot use account mode whenever you want to use back testing, because nothing is ever um, really traded on a back test. It's all simulated. So I'm going to leave it in strategy just because I like running in strategy. Account mode has its really good advantages sometimes. So moving on, I'm going to scroll to the right here. So max profit for the day, I want a $300 max profit. That's currency, and I've also selected it. If you unselect it, you don't have a max profit. It'll just keep going. Max daily loss, I'm going to check that too, and then I'm going to put in 400. That was a new one for that week. That's why it's in bold. Setting changes are in bold. More comfortable with it, so I dropped it down to 400. All right, use trailing daily stop loss. I'm not using that for this, but if you did want to, what would happen is you would check that, and then your trailing daily stop loss is $500. So whatever your maximum profit level for the day, and whenever we get into this, there will be a gray box that pops up on your chart, and it will show you your max profit. So whatever your max profit is for the day, that maximum minus $500 is where it's going to kick you out, just on stock settings. So if you had that on here and you had the 500 in here, it would kick you out as soon as you were $500 below your maximum profit for the day. A trailing activation, if you put a value in here, 0 is on all the time. So if you added a value in here, say you wanted it to be $500. So if I put in 500 here, that trailing daily stop loss would not activate until you had $500 profit for the day. So max, like your max daily profit was $500. Then it would activate and it would bring you back down to 0. As soon as you hit 0, it would kick you out. All right. Limit number of trades. If I had this checked, I could put in a maximum number of trades that I want to take here. That is only going to be for skip mode or skip the flip mode. That is only going to count the first add dot of each trade. It's not like if you add 3 max entries here, it's not going to say that 3 entries is 3 trades because you're still in the first trade. So whenever you go into an order or into a trade and then you completely exit, that would be counted as one. So the second one would be two, and so on. I don't use that for this, but it has its advantages as well. Show P&L limit lines. This will show you where your max daily profit is whenever you get within 20 points of it. It will also show you your max daily loss if you get within 20 points of that. And then if your trailing daily stop loss activates, it will show that yellow line consistently until you hit your max profit or you stop out with the trailing daily stop loss. All right, so kind of the meat of QGrid here. I'm not going to really go into what these settings mean because there is an entire another video on QGrid and how it functions that you can go watch, and I do quite a deep dive into that. So if you want to get the QGrid parameters, you want to scroll to the right on this spreadsheet, and then you find this NQGS3. This one is mine. This is the QGrid 3 settings. I took a screenshot of it. This is from the official QGrid strategy. This is what that panel looks like. This one's a little bit different. It doesn't use as many parameters. Might add some in later on just for more customability, but it gets the gist of it. If you want to just quickly look at it, it's up here. I'd kind of spit everything into that. So HA smoothing period 1 is 100. OMA length is 19. OMA speed is 2.5. We want the adaptive OMA. Sensitivity is 2. Step size is 50. And then the HA2 is 15. So that's all set up. So we're going to be on the playback 101. And then if you wanted to enable this from here, you would just check this box. Everything else is pretty much standard. Your entries per direction will calculate automatically for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you can enable it for here, or if you don't want to do it that way, your control center will make a entry into your strategies tab, and you just click there. All right. So let's clear some space away and make this big. All right, so our trading session starts at 8 a.m. That info panel will pop up for you. A couple more buttons up here. Trades allowed. If you don't want to allow, like if you want to pause it, like you're watching a news event or something and you want to pause it, just click on that. It'll turn red and it won't take any trades. BE will push your stop loss, which we'll see here in a little bit, up to 0. And then flatten will take you out of your position without turning the strategy off. If you use the close button on Chart Trader, it will completely shut your strategy off. So use that flatten button and it will keep your strategy on, but it'll exit the position for you, wherever it's at. Okay, so I do have the trades for this replay marked down, so we are going to kind of skip through some of this, but you are going to see how this takes trades. So the first one, we're kind of gonna quickly go through here. This is from February 24th of 25. So normal always in would have taken an entry right here. We can see as we're going through here that that would have been bad because it immediately just went straight up and it flips again, which it would have taken a loss there. So as soon as it flips, keep going a little bit, can speed this up. Ooh, that's quite fast. But there again, it would have taken a long on that flip. This is the step MA, by the way. And we're going to flip again, and we're going to slow it down because we're going to take an entry here. I got it marked a little bit off. Well, I'm a minute off. Okay. All right, there's our entry. So you are seeing the stop loss here, the 1,000 tick profit target down here. If you don't want to see those, right click on properties on your chart trader here, uncheck auto scale, and there you go. Now you don't have to watch it anymore. It's not going to zoom out like that. Now, your profit limit lines, the thing that we checked on there to show our profit limit lines, those will auto scale the chart, and there's no way around that. So, but that's why it has the 20-point limiter on it. So it's only going to show whenever you're already looking at that on your chart. All right, so as that step in May kind of goes down, your stop loss is going to go down with it. We had 100 tick, right? Maybe. Yeah, 100 tick stop distance from that. So this add dot here, we went into a short and immediately it just goes straight up. So we're going to take a loss here. And if you look down at this info panel, you can see your max drawdown. Okay, so there we just exited. So our max drawdown was 107.5. That's okay because we have 400. So we're just going to continue going on here. I'm going to speed us up again. All right, drop it like a rock. There we go. Perfect. Flipped again. See there with always in, we would have got it tied up in that as well. And then we would have taken a loss again. So you can kind of see on these little tiny range days, and I didn't mean to do that, but there you go. These little tiny range periods where we get kind of real choppy. It really helps us out for not taking that flip entry. On days where market just goes in one direction, always in is the way to go. But I've seen that this mode works very, very well, at least lately. With the latest market conditions that we've had for the last month or so, this has worked very, very well. And while we're waiting for the next entry, if you want to look at my profit and loss log, go to that spreadsheet, and then I mark every day that I trade, I will mark what my profit or the loss was. You see exactly what I see. So I'm not going to just throw numbers in there. You will see what I see. All right, we will get another entry here in a minute. So we pop up, we get that HA2 is starting to rise. It's our cyan color here. And we're getting 4, 5, 6 bars there. So if it drops, we will get a add entry. And we'll get one here in a few seconds, I believe. So we're dropping under it, kind of a little bit. Should get one here. Now, there it is. All right, so there we're in a short. And I'm going to speed us up a little bit. Price is going to kind of chill here for a second. Don't want to sit here for no reason. So let's speed us up a little bit more. It's going to kind of chill out still. We're in profit there, so that's good. Oh, now we're not. We're getting close to that MA line. So you can see our max drawdown kind of increasing there. It'll keep track. Oh, we just entered again. We got 2 here. And ooh, that was a good drop. So now we're in profit. You can see our max profit is now positive. And it just keeps going. Continue going down. Perfect. 180, 210. There's our P&L limit line. The green line is your max daily profit. So whenever it gets close to that, after it closes a bar past it, it will exit. So your P&Ls are dependent on your bar size, the resolution of them. So if you have giant bar sizes, it's not going to exit as quickly as you think. Okay, so there we go. So we hit our max daily profit target hit, smiley face, and then our profit was 309.5. So it's went a little bit over because of that bar didn't quite close on it. So we got the next bar, which is fine. Just if you watch it and it touches it and like ticks off of it, you can close it yourself with that flatten button if you want. So, um, so that's skip flip. So any questions that you guys have on this, feel free to drop me a line in Discord. You can at me in the NinjaTrader chat. I will answer whatever questions you have. If you are not a member of QuantVue and you would like to try out skip the flip mode on QGrid Elite for NinjaTrader, you can go to quantvue.io and you can sign up for a 30-day money back guarantee. So you sign up for your first month and you get to play with the indicators and the strategies for up to 30 days. And within that 30 days, if you figure out that you don't like what you see and it's not working for you, you can ask for your money back with no questions asked, and support will get you taken care of. So the other thing is, whenever you sign up for that, you get access to all of our members only like resources and channels. There's a wealth of information in here. Anyone that trades here will post their findings or any help. Just ask questions in there and one of the members will answer it for you. So you get that too. So it's a plus. All right. So this was QGrid Elite. Skip the flip. Drop me a line in Discord and we'll talk. All right. See ya.